Hello everyone, and welcome to some Rage Forest during the server maintenance. And before anyone asks, yes, these are recorded games. I didn't get to them last weekend, and since we have some maintenance, I figured now would be the right time to cast them. Let me get some water, and just hang out a bit. Pog, pog, pog. Hello Pandu, or Pandu Carby. Whatever ending of your name I say. Hello, hello on YouTube. Welcome everyone. We have some server maintenance content here. Ready to go. This is probably starting. I'm just gonna chill for a bit so that we can get ads out of the way on Twitch. Probably get started in about 10 minutes or so. Hello, the Mashuggle. Have a nice stream. We'll have a nice day, evening, middle of the night, wherever you are. Whatever it is, have a nice one. And welcome to the chat. Also, we still have our sub goal every 100 subs. Gonna add another $100 to the prize pool. So, there we are. 81 out of 100. I think we'll definitely get another 19 subs by the end of the month. And we'll see if we can push that to 200 or 300. I think that'd be really sick if we could. Hopefully, now that we're getting more towards the playoffs. This is the end of the third week. We'll have the fourth week over the weekend. Everyone's scheduling for the weekend. Hopefully we'll have some good streams this weekend. I gotta get my headphones in the right spot in my head. You ever have that, like, you put on your headphones and like your hair gets tangled in them, gets in the way? Anyway, I have not seen these games, but I have seen that one of them is extremely long. So I figured however long the maintenance is, we will get through the maintenance. I think that's safe to say. Sometimes the maintenance is really short. Sometimes it's longer. You never quite know. I think there's also some league action going on, so we should have lots of stuff to cast this weekend. First, you're actually third, because the YouTube comment was before the stream even started, and doesn't appear on the overlay, and the Mashuggle was here first. You can have index 2, because we start at index 0. We all know that 0 indexed lists are the right way to index your lists. Your sequences, your natural numbers, they should have zeros there. Everything much more lovely and nice when you have a 0 as index, as your first index. All of these people using 1-based indexes, MATLAB. I've now switched to Python so they can now live healthy lives. That's one thing AI has done that's good for the world. Encouraged more people to switch from 1-based to 0-based indexing. Yeah, that's what the algorithms textbook, the MIT one there, indexes all their arrays and algorithms with 1 indexed notation. It bothers the heck out of me whenever I try to reference something there. I have to go through the tedium of translating it to 0-based indexing. And sometimes they use like a 0th index as a placeholder, so you have to work around it. Nowadays you can kind of just ask an AI to redo your indexing for you and it'll do a decent job of it. I love baskets. Hello, baskets. We all love baskets. We all love the dino dances. How you doing, baskets? Hope everyone has had a lawns day in the baskets household. Everyone in the baskets gets a lawns. I wonder if baskets says lawns to people IRL. Goes, visits the in-laws, gives them a good lawns. They will totally understand. You do not. I don't know, maybe you should. Totally would be normal. No one would question it at all. So I've been working on my tournament handbook website today. Took me forever to do some basic high school math because I kept getting it off by 1 pixel. But I figured it out at the end. I was being very silly. But we're gonna have some more fun stuff in the handbook for a sudden disaster. I think I've improved the presentation quite a bit. I'll be looking forward to that. So yeah, just in case you're wondering what we're doing, Twitch forces me to play 3 minutes of ads every hour, so I want to get them front-loaded so they don't happen during the game, because as I said, these games are going to be very long. I'm just waiting out the timer until I can play another one. Then we'll play it, then we'll get started. In fact, I can probably get my overlay set up. I can open Capture Age to the first game. Just pause at 0 seconds. I wonder if I hit F3 while it's loading, if it'll pause for me. Oh, it will. Lovely, lovely. It's Team Slam versus Team JorDan. And when I get this done, that means I'm all caught up and I will have casted every single Rage Forest set that has happened. And oh boy, that'll be a fun journey. Every single Rage Forest set. Yeah, coordinates the stream. Cover of maintenance, what a legend. Yep, exactly. Exactly. I was going to do this yesterday, but then I saw the announcement of the maintenance and thought, wait a minute. I should just do it during the maintenance. And that'll be a much better time. So on Sunday, I was too fatigued at the end of casting to get this set done, but we're going to get it now. Like I said, just waiting for Twitch to give me the clear to not play ads in the middle of the game. This is why I need to have some type of, like... I'm used to just opening the stream and going. I need some type of starting soon screen so that I like wait 10 minutes. It's global maintenance, it's AoE 2 server maintenance. I don't know what you mean by global maintenance. Microsoft is not stopping the world right now to do maintenance everywhere. I guess they are maintaining all of the servers across the globe. There are lots of OS Plus players in this game. Slam has Tigger as a teammate, and the Crocs has Niaz as a teammate over on JorDan's team. They might have done roll. I mean, wouldn't it be smart to have your maintenance such that you don't shut down all of the servers at once, or have like duplicate servers in certain regions so you don't have to shut them all down at once? Oh, my headphones just turned off. They might need to charge. How do they turn off? Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. Oh, I know why they turned off. Do you guys hear music right now? You guys might not hear music because my Windows updated. And whenever my Windows updates, you hear music. Okay, interesting. Because whenever Windows updates, I have this annoying thing in OBS that OBS doesn't actually give me sound to my headphones unless I go into my audio settings and reselect my headphones. And I forgot that I needed to do that and then close and reopen OBS. So I can't do that in the middle of the stream because I'm streaming and I need OBS open. That is a very weird Windows update interaction. I saw that warning yesterday and I was so afraid that something would break. And indeed something did break. I swapped my laptop over to CachyOS. So I've been doing full Linux over there. I've been slowly getting my NeoVim set up again. I'll still use Zed mostly when I do stuff, but I'm trying to get back into NeoVim. Years ago, I used Emacs in evil mode. That'd be something pretty fun to try out too. Doom Emacs. Well, only so much time I have for Linux experimenting these days. I had Twitch. Okay, Twitch will let me get the ad. Is this live match? No, there is server maintenance right now. This is not going to be live. This is going to be Rex. There is no live match of Age of Empires right now. outside of Voobly. Good old Voobly. Man, Voobly was amazing. They did their maintenance basically the wee hours of Wednesday morning, so Tuesday into Wednesday. And no one ever noticed because no one was playing then. They picked their maintenance at the minimal, or they picked their maintenance window to minimize player inconvenience. Microsoft, at least it's during the week, but they, I think, do their best to maximize it. 5 p.m. Eastern US time. Late at night Europe, but still 11 p.m. is not too bad. And 2 p.m. West Coast US. You'd think this would be the type of thing they do it like, what, every month or two? You could ask your team, hey, you're on the West Coast. Start at 9 p.m. One night every 2 months. Just do your 2 hours from 9 to 11 p.m. Do the maintenance then. It doesn't inconvenience people. So, alright, that'll be done in 10 seconds, then we'll go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which ads are done? And here we are. We will have Team Slam versus Team JorDan. And again, these are recs, so no spoilers in the chat. We'll have wonderful game sound to the northern flank Uzi against Niaz, and then to the southeastern flank FedEx against Loris. Now teams are JorDan, Crocs, Niaz, and Loris against Slam, Tigger, FedEx, and Uzi. Now we will have a 1, 2, 3, 4 pond setup. Bit of a better situation for Slam's team. Slam has a pond, and Slam will be the Aztec's pocket. We saw Aztec's pocket be great for Samaro. Maybe Slam saw something he liked there. But they won't have elephants on the team. Samaro's team really liked the elephants, but nevertheless, Jaguar Warriors and Siege could be scary. And this will be a Champy. Looks like it's going to go down. 4 HP left. And the Eagle will still fight while the Champion runs back, but the walls won't go up yet for Uzi. Niaz will stay there and fight. It'll be Hindustanis versus Muisca on the flank. Portuguese Malians on the other flank, where it looks like FedEx is going to get one wall up, and they're not going to fight all that much. I do see one deleted foundation there. Okay, I thought that was a dead Vil for a second. I was worried about the orange color, but now it's just foundation.
Sure.
And Vil down from Niaz as Slam loses his scout. We'll have Loom for Loris. So Loris was able to delay Loom while not going for the wall fight. And the scout and Niaz's Vil will get back. So Niaz not able to get the wall up. Uzi is forward, and we will have a bit of idle time for both Uzi and for Niaz. But the wall will go up, and Uzi will have 3 Vils forward. And because, we'll have a Vil fighting a bear here. Good thing Loom came in. JorDan will be there to help out Loris, kill that bear. And down the other passage, Tigger will have to go and wall. So he's the Franks. Both the Franks and the Aztecs are good farming civs. So not really the type of civs that, well, I mean, not that they don't benefit from having a pond, but civs that don't mind missing the pond as much as some other civs do. Like JorDan here is the Japanese, is going to come take his flanks pawn. So he's going to rely on the flank protecting him. And then Tigger here, the purple pocket on the other team, as the Franks will come and dock the flanks pond of FedEx. So FedEx will have to defend this pond to ensure the Franks player gets a nice boom. And the way I see this match going is it likely is going to be Slam and Tigger as Aztecs and Franks trying to boom and push one of the sides and triple one of the sides. Now, which side that is? Japanese pocket here. Oddly enough, can fight both Aztecs and Franks with Samurai or Champions to fight the Aztecs. And then Albs to fight the Franks. Just won't have the same power unit as, the Boar lore messed up here. All 3 of those boars going to walk back. Player just getting a bit too far away from the boars. He's going to try to block them with the scout, and he'll content himself with just 2. Let the third go back, or he... Whoa, 1 HP. 1 HP left on that Vil. Maybe a bit risky there. Not really paying attention like you needed to. And we'll have up those Vils. The sneak Vils from Uzi. They're now getting into the Crocs' wood line. They did walk. They ignored the flank. They went to the pocket. Uzi will keep walling up. That 1 HP Vil looks like she'll make it back to the TC. She's pretty close. There's a house over here. Looks like some laming that happened in the Crocs' base. I have another triple boar lore there from Loris with his weak scout. And looks like the Vil should make it back to the TC safely. So that did work out there at the end for Tigger. But here we have Uzi walling in the Crocs on his own lumber camp. I guess that doesn't accomplish much. There are already 7 Vils there. Well, if he wants to Vil fight, there'll be fewer Vils that can come fight him now if they're walled in. And the Crux here will go to fight the Palisade. And he'll break out pretty quickly, so nothing too much that the wall does other than a bit of idle time for the Crux. But it still is annoying dealing with those Vils in his base. He has lost one of his own Vils. Probably didn't want to have to do Loom. We'll have an X over here on the boars there. Slam telling Uzi about him. As Niaz does not want to be walled out. He does not want to be walled out. He will send 4 Vils continually to fight those Dark Age Palisades. Uzi will then just have to spend 2 Vils repairing. So this is definitely, in terms of idle time, more for Niaz than it is for Uzi. Those Vils now going to wall in the berries. As we just saw, the walls aren't that annoying if they're simply Dark Age Palisades. And with 3 Vils, that won't get you to feudal. Uzi is probably going to be Dark Age for a long time. As 36 idle TC seconds, that's the most of everyone. And players are thinking about clicking up. Aside from Uzi, who is nowhere close to clicking up, and still needs 500, or he needs 495 more food to click up. And he really does need those boars that Slam pointed out to him. So Slam's got a nice fish boom going. He's got 7 fishing ships already. We'll mill his berries too for good measure. Needs the mill for the market later on. Doesn't have his scout to push the deer. But other than that, all things proceeding swimmingly for him with those fish. We'll have a tower rush here for FedEx. And Laura simply will wall behind. Has a bit of room to wall before the Trush gets to his pond. He's a minute away from being feudal where he can stone wall, though. And if a second tower comes up before he can stone wall, that could be a bit awkward to deal with. He will double palisade this. It is 6 Vils forward, so quite a commitment from FedEx, and no barracks or range behind this for men-at-arms or archers. It's only towers, and towers when he only had 2 Vils on stone, sending some more now. Almost through, but Loris doing a good job of walling. And there's the next tower. Gives Loris room to stonewall behind it, but if he stonewalls too far back, that allows a tower or potentially a castle later to hit the pond. So he's going to go rather than a stonewall for a tower war. Hello, Snack Fan. So on the other side, Neos will try to push with a tower. Uzi's still Dark Age for a while. He's going to grab his entire village, send 7 villagers to wall. And where are his sneak vills at now? He get cleaned up. I do see a barracks here from JorDan, and JorDan's doing a forward stable. So he might be thinking that he wants to push with knights when he gets up to the castle age and stop a forward castle. As Loris looks like he wants to go forward and fight this tower. His vills will be covered by his own tower. Lots of HP down off of that scout. This tower looks like it should go down. And down it goes. I need to make sure that I don't have double sounds. I don't have double sounds, it just sounded like I did. DE told me server maintenance in progress, lovely. So back tower, or back stone walls now from FedEx, also walling off his pocket, but we'll have a forward tower and some pressure from Loris as JorDan brings the scouts forward. Again, they're looking to apply some pressure with that stable. Meanwhile, I don't see any more. Where is Uzi? Just trying to see him on the minimap if those vills are forward anymore. Oh, there it is. There is one. Finally killed by the champy. I was looking all over for those vills. Finally found him. He managed to dock. There he goes. Manages to get the dock over on the Crux's pond. Niaz towers that. And immediately we'll have a Flemish militia to try to deal with the dock. Everyone's going to send all the vills to knock down the dock and do their best to protect the fishing ships. Remember, you cannot garrison inside the docks on Rage Forest. And we'll have the vill in the back. Uzi still has that vill from the dock running around, being annoying. And he certainly has gotten some value out of those vills. He delayed himself going for the sneak, but took a vill away from the Crux, annoyed the fish boom. And this is where I miss demos, where if I were Uzi, I think the play would be garrison a demo in the dock, then delete the dock and demo the vills before Niaz could react. But the dock goes down, one Hulk is out. I think we'll need one Hulk. And just cancel that fire. Yeah, he cancels the fire, so the Crux will clean this no problem. Get a third dock up. Dealt with, but lots of idle time for Niaz more than anyone just fighting the dock. So JorDan going forward for the workshop as FedEx has a vill. Just attacking a palisade wall. Why not? And multiple layers of walls here from FedEx. And is now triple stone walled. So he's ready for the mangonel push. Difficult passage for JorDan to push through. Second TC for him now. And he's getting that Japanese fish boom here on his flanks pond. So important now for all the flanks to protect their pockets pond, aside from here where Slam has his own nice, wonderfully undisturbed fish boom. And as the Aztecs, he's starting to boom up on 3 TCs. So if you're as fast as possible on 3 TCs, you can hit Imp around 24 minutes to start going for an Onager cut and Eagle Flood. You don't have much eco there, that's about as tight as you can call it. Around 25 is probably a bit more realistic with something of an eco. But if you have a fish boom, you can kind of push that. So it depends on if they want to go Eagles or Jaguar Warriors, or how quickly Uzi can get up to assist with the push. Fish booms can do great things for your economy. And when you get up, you're going to have a much stronger eco too compared to normal because of the fish. And those boars both go down right next to the TC. And Slam will be sending one mangonel forward, but that'll just... No, I don't even want to count that. 4 layers of stone wall from Niaz. With a tower, he is not going to be pushed down that passage anytime soon. JorDan's going to keep the pressure up, adding in a ram. He's smart to attack ground so he doesn't mangonels on ram. Gets the end of the wall, then a couple of houses behind this one, but the ram's going to keep on going. That wall tile isn't finished. As more walling goes up for Loris. And Elevated, thank you very much for the sub. 1 year of flowers.
We'll see how British longbows fare against French cannon.
As I said earlier, my Windows update means OBS is not sending audio to my headphones, so you'll need to let me know which campaign quotation it is, because I can't hear it. Windows update problems, but thank you very much. Appreciate it, and that will be, of course, counting towards our sub goal. For every 100 subs, we're going to add $100 to the prize pool. I think you're number 82. So we have Castle Age coming in for the Crux now. A bit delayed dealing with those vills. He'll be the last one up. Kind of odd to see the Pocket being the last one up. He did do a few militia, and he does have a good fish boom. And as Burgundians, you can get away with just doing some of your Feudal Age eco upgrades. And right now he already has Bowsaw. So it won't be too delayed compared to what this uptiming normally would be. But still 21.5 minutes up. Has to be a full feudal boom. With the most ridiculous accent. You mean with a proper accent? Not those remastered accents. So JorDan just about through. 96 HP on that wall. Nice repair from Loris. The good thing about all of the walling, though, is it will stop any forward castle traps. I don't think there's space, unless you can maze your vills through to do it right there. And, ooh, not a good mangonel shot from JorDan. And, oh, he just loses everything all at once. The Franks to save, remember, they do get cheap castles, and they get cheaper at Imp. So they could think of doing a castle push. Nostalgic accent. A proper French accent. So those walls around the berries almost taken down. And And we have right away up to Imp is the Crocs. So he's going to take that longer feudal, push it straight to Imp. And with Slam over here, I wonder how Eagles do against Flemish Militia. That's not something I think I've seen much of. Jaguar Warriors would wreck them, but I'm not so sure about Eagles. And these vills will be repairing the wall. 6 HP left. And they'll pull back. So 2 or 3 layers of wall have been breached. The tower's down. And we still have 2 more layers of stone wall for Niaz. And Muisca don't have fortified wall. So we'll just be stone walls, with which Slam has to contend. He's doing Sanctity. And at the position, 100 plus eco units is the Aztecs. He needs to be clicking up to Imp soon. He's almost there on the food. Maybe floating a bit of wood. Maybe a bit, I don't know, too focused on the fish? Yeah, he's got 33 fishing ships. But he's kind of floating wood without food. So maybe should have moved some vills from wood to gold earlier. Maybe just gotten a mining camp with some wood vills on the 3rd gold mine. Dare I say even... Would it be worth it to add a couple of farms? Just so that you have more food income? I know players really like to go full in on the fish booms and not farm these days. I don't know if maybe they're being a bit too greedy there. So Aztecs here, of course they like their monks, they can push. We'll have our Franks player up to Imp. But then the Croc's up first. He's got archery ranges. And he'll probably just do chemistry and then go for hand cannoneers. He's got the university, yep, immediately clicking for the gunpowder units. Against Castle Age monks, hand cannoneers are quite deadly. They have the range to deal with them and the attack to kill them before they have a chance to heal. Even the Aztec monks die to hand cannoneers. One of the ways Burgundians excel at stopping a monk rush is with their hand cannoneers. So Ram going for the workshop, as the monk goes for conversion on a mangonel, and another monk converts the other monk. There we are, but oh! Conversion in, monk down. Those monks were not successful for Niaz. Is Slam devoted? Oh, he's not even devoted. But the Muisca themselves, a good monk save. Usually you see them as the pocket on Rage Forest, though, because they have siege onagers. They can go Temple Guard siege onager. Up and there come the hand cannoneers. Monks down, and Niaz is pretty safe for the moment. Just one Ram going for some houses now. And wait, Uzi has a Vill here. How did that get through? Was that here the entire time? I completely lost track of Uzi's Vills. And oh, we will see, though, a bear killing a villager. Let's go bear. 1 HP left, that's all you need. The outpost Vill will go down here. But now, our Franks player is up to the Imperial Age. And we're seeing stables for those pretty purple pocket paladins. Maxi, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing well. Excited for some server maintenance for casting Rage Forest. So monk here for Niaz will come forward. And just scout, I guess. You'll see what's going on. He's like, oh, TC from Uzi. Monastery, some houses, some quick walls from Slam. And the TC garrison and kill the monk. Uzi's not paying attention. Oh, there he goes. 8 HP left. Uzi will try to chase him down. 5 HP. And one more stab, one more stab. TC gets him. So forward-ish castle from JorDan. Japanese and has access to these Sama towers. On the other side, looks like a push now. Bombard cannon and rams. So overall score is much lower on this side. But I have to think Aztecs can struggle against Burgundian gunpowder. Yeah, they can go siege onager maybe against the hand cannoneers, but still the bombard cannon will be a struggle. We see Slam doing block printing right now, as the purple pocket paladin upgrade is in for Tigger, and we will need some type of anti-cav beyond just monks on this side. I know Niaz can micro like a madman with the monks. but I think they'll need to get the temple guards added. And that's maybe a struggle when he's only in the castle age and won't have the imp upgrades. Jaguar warriors here, they won't really be too useful against the hand cannoneers. And the push does seem a bit late, but it's also about the unit composition and the fact that the pocket here can't really deal with it. I think the problem is that JorDan is on the other side, and if JorDan had Japanese halbs here to deal with the paladins, this push would be much stronger and they'd be pushing now. Instead, JorDan is trying to push down the side where there are 67 tiles of fortified wall and counting, even more than that. So JorDan's not going to get in soon, and whatever halb mass he could have on this side isn't going to be here when the team probably needs it. And we'll have Onager cuts from Slam. Niaz will need to start walling. Again, no fortified wall from him. And the hand cannoneers will whittle down the Onagers too, but nothing to do with the paladins. Frank paladins are in. There's one Japanese halb. JorDan's just now getting the barracks up, but he's a bit late to help this side. And the paladins are here in time to deal with the gunpowder. You deal with the gunpowder, then the Aztecs get a lot stronger. And there's a paladin that gets in, only to be converted, maybe. And that'll let the market wall go up from Niaz. JorDan does get his castle. Paladins can maybe run through. There'll be some walling behind this to try to stop it, but not in time. So a couple paladins will get through. There'll be castles everywhere as they do. If anything, they could try to hit the pocket villas here. And here comes JorDan, but I think still a bit too late getting the halbs on this side. Got quite a few now. That'll make it harder for the paladins to run through as he does a bit of quick walling too. And now into the undefended eco of Niaz. Niaz still in the castle age. And he has a ton of gold banked up. Can go pure castle age monks, but now they're going to fall off of that block printing. Trade there for the crux, and they're relying on the TC to clear the paladins. On the other side, how's the push from JorDan? Still not in. And this push does not feel in time. A couple of bombard cannon and mangonels now from FedEx, so he's ready to defend. And this paladin will go down to the TC. Yeah, down it goes. And the paladins have gotten to the pocket. We're going to see markets here in this team already. Trading short. Or those are Uzi's markets. Okay, so they're not trading short. Uzi just building markets so that the trade gets closer to the opposite side. And we'll have a settlement here surrounded by farms for Niaz. As Niaz is just losing vills to the paladins. And they're Xing there the Crocs, but the Crocs has got to be the one to clean that. Or maybe JorDan does if he gets halbs over there. As the paladins are trying to get through to the pond, they did cut to make a push at the pond. Get around some of these fortifications, and looks like that was successful. Cannon Galleon on the pond there. Extra damage from that Cannon Galleon. From the Burgundians. 50 plus 13. But now, Onagers and Trebs, enough Onagers that the stone walls will crumble before them. And Shiitake hand cannoneers for Uzi, so that'll be extra range. And JorDan is trying to push through on the right. He is making some progress. Where is Loris, though, as the Malians? What is Loris doing? 37 minutes, and I see 14 military from him. He's doing hand cannoneers to push this side against the Portuguese. Portuguese are a good camping saver. Arquebus bombard cannon. And indeed, Arquebus, basically ballistics for the cannon, is in. Is this live? Nope, this is maintenance. These are during maintenance. Nothing's live right now. The bombard cannon in the rear here from Loris push forward. And the orange vills will go down to those bombard cannon. Yes, they will. So 8 cannon there for FedEx as the hand cannoneers move forward. And they'll be cleaned. Yeah, no siege engineers for the Malians. So it's extra hard for them to push through. As this is where Malians fall off an imp. It's when you have, when in the 4v4, often you want one player just to have a super powerful unit line. and they can go fully into those like the Frank Paladins, the Shiitake Hand Cannoneers, Burgundian Hand Cannoneers, the Aztec Monks, and Siege Onagers. But then the Malians, they miss upgrades on pretty much everything, even though they have a lot of options, so it's hard to fit them in late game. In some matchups, Farimba Camels are nice. And maybe that could even be what they do, if they go Farimba Camels over here. That could fight the Frankish Paladins. The Aztecs only have halbs. The Hindustanis could go camels, but... And then there's still camel versus camel. Maybe you don't want to fight the Hand Cannoneers too much. Fishboom now. Oh, that Paladin hitting the dock from across the tile. Cannon Galleon left to deal with Siege Onagers. Can we get shots on them? Yes, it can. Okay, Cannon Galleon on the pond useful. Has to play some dodgeball. Has to do that Joan of Arc 5 Cannon Galleon on the river. Oh, nice shot. So there's more cannon shots from the side. Okay, pushing back some of the siege. That's a lot of halbs now from JorDan. And it feels like they're holding here, but the push on the right has stalled out as FedEx has now managed to wall everything. And I think FedEx can win a 1v1 Portuguese versus Malians on this side, and that puts the Japanese Fishboom in jeopardy. Do they do extra damage? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. As the Paladin and Monks are converting it. You might have just seen the plus 13 there. And now there's progress being made over here. JorDan's the one with the best eco, but he's fighting Japanese versus Shiitake Hand Cannoneers. Maybe an option for JorDan to go heavy Cav Archer now. As it looks like JorDan, though, deciding to push down the middle. That same problem. Lots of deletes on the walls. JorDan doesn't have enough halbs in the right spot to destroy a house. But there is maybe another cut. As these onagers run into the castle, these Hand Cannoneers will likely go down. Malians still struggling to figure out what they can do. I don't know. Honestly, I think Farimba Camels here, knowing you're against the Franks, wouldn't be that bad. Hard to raid with them, sure, but maybe a better unit for the cut. As we now have even more fortified walls coming in for Slam. He's just jamming with those walls. As his team's adding in trade. And the Shiitake Hand Cannoneers pushing. +2 range makes them very deadly. And there is a castle now on the pond, taking down the fish in a position maybe the Cannon Galleons can take down the castle. But it will take down the rest of the Fishboom. Monks even want conversions on the Cannon Galleons. Lodalk. To what extent is the strat decided by the captain? That'll be fully depending on each team. That'll completely depend on the team. And how they coordinate. So Wallingville from FedEx goes down. More Hand Cannoneers from Loris can come forward, hit the lumber camp. Left some samurais from JorDan, but those will die just as easily to the Hand Cannoneers. Sama Tower is slowly but surely getting pushed back by the Bombard Cannon. And honestly, nice to have Bombard Cannon on both flanks, Hindustani on one, Portuguese on the other. And it makes a nice composition for your Black Forest push. And then we might see a converted Cannon Galleon here. Oh, nope, deletion there. Deletion is heresy? No heresy, yeah, for the Burgundians. So that was just a delete. And Slam will just have his monks heal each other. As this push continues, but there is some X. Oh, there's Xing because there are 10 Bombard Cannon there. And if that's JorDan looking for a forward castle, he's not going to find a spot for it. Illumination there. Yes. I think I mixed up the pockets at one point earlier and thought JorDan was the Franks and could have done a cheap castle. He is not. Franks are on the other side. And Slam's Rams keep pushing into the towers, into the tribs. Niaz's eco is in complete shambles. He has 10 military. 6 of which is monks, 4 of which is onagers. At least he's imp. At least he has 164 vills. But this is where he still doesn't have siege onager, which would be the unit that has to help on this side. He would need to get some composition of monk, siege onager, temple guard, I think, to deal with the cannon and Cannoneers and Paladins, but that's tricky for the Civ. And the other side now getting pushed back. That's a lot of Bombard Cannon. Targets Cannon and Paladins. Still, I think an option, maybe. Okay, JorDan has swapped to Cav Archers and Loris swapped to Camels. But Loris so far focused fully on the gunpowder. Tianager manages to take down a few Paladins. The cannon go for the keep. 10 cannon, though, will push the space very quickly. The towers won't hold to them. The castle will go down in maybe 2 or 3 volleys. Unless there's a lot of repair. So there goes the tower, and the cannon continue their bombardment of the castle, which will quickly go down. And even more cannon now can come forward now that the passage is secured and FedEx has a direct route up to here. See a Cavalier, there we go, there's the heavy camel. So Laura's finally making the call to do heavy camel against the Franks. Still can run and pick off bombard cannon with the camels. Maybe you want some Cavaliers added in, but there we have Farimba Camels, fully upgraded by the looks of it to me. Maybe he's missing a Devotion or something, or Heresy. But I think the bigger issue is Niaz here dying. Niaz is going to lose his base, and the Muisca may be a civ that'll struggle to figure out what to do anyway. Burgundian Paladins will not hold a candle to the Frank ones. That's 160 HP to 192. And they're still missing final attack upgrade. This is a thing now. Yes, our base, you've been a mod for 18 months. It is a thing. I don't have alerts for those. Maybe we need alerts for them. Goes down. Now the Paladins run amok in the eco of Niaz. We need stone shaft mining, chemistry upgrades that come in. Chemistry for the Franks when they're pocket. Something you do. You want to go hand cannoneers, maybe? Maybe when you just want your castles to have more firepower. Maybe you want some bombard cannon. But now with some Farimba light cav getting in from Loris, they managed somehow to get through all these walls, do a bit of raiding onto FedEx's economy. And JorDan actually is through. Oh, there we are. We have a cut. We had a cut, and FedEx was not prepared for that. Well, the entire map, aside from the direct entrance to his base, and now Loris has a bit of momentum here, getting in. Some hand cannoneers trying to clean this up. But I don't know if this will be fast enough, as now the Paladins have made their way into the middle of the Crox's base and are on his farmers. Hello, Debreka. Trade going back and forth to the market as the Albs keep running. Getting picked off by the hand cannoneers, but at least causing some mayhem here. And okay, JorDan gonna hit the fish boom. Doing a tower there, even though there's a cannon already to clean it up. Were they usually a flank pocket combo for Tyrant? They usually didn't play together. Slam was on the Warlords and JorDan was on the Legends. Maybe later on, more like in the Team Secret days. So Oninger is still cleaning up some of the hand cannoneers. It's a lot of Paladins for the Crocs. Paladin numbers for the Franks dropping a bit. Forward castle from Slam. Oninger might be able to deny that. He has at least still on 105 Vil, so he might be able to get some Oningers here and there. Those hand cannoneers will keep pushing. Still some annoyance down here with the raids. Well, with a cannon galleon on the pond to clear the tower, that'll be the GG, and Slam's team will take the first game. So, I mean, the things to note there, Uzi getting forward with the Vils, I don't know if that disrupted the Crocs or if that was his plan to go Feudal Boom, Fast Imp, but it didn't feel fast enough to do the damage they needed, and compounded with JorDan not having the Japanese halbs on that flank at the start, felt like they didn't get the momentum they wanted in early Imp. And then they couldn't really figure out how to get Loris being useful against FedEx. JorDan had to split attention on both sides. So 29-minute imp for the Aztecs. Interesting. Feels maybe a bit late to me when you have a fish boom. Imp server maintenance. But yeah, Slam was jamming. Hard to beat Slam when he is jamming. Alright, so I'll just get an ad out of the way between the games. Update the overlay. Check off the civs on the draft. Then get game 2 going. So what are the civs there? That was Franks, Portuguese, Aztecs, and Stanis. Winning against Japanese, Malians, the Burgundians, and the Muisca. Does 2TC Fast Imp? I don't know. I mean, if you have the fish boom, maybe that does something. But it wasn't like he was like booming in the Castle Age on 2TCs. He was just like feudal booming and then added the second TC on his way to Imp. Which, if you have the fish boom, I fear you probably have the eco to do that. So thanks again, everyone who is watching. Hope that you are enjoying the server maintenance as I am, finding some ways to fill time with it. And as I said, I heard that one of these games in particular is very long. So we might be here well past the maintenance. I don't know how much longer this is going to go, but we will cast these games. And just make sure we got the colors set up. We do. Right. Oh boy, says our race. I'm ready for a long one. I think these games were late for JorDan too, so he must have been up well past his bedtime. I didn't see the league results today, no. Alright, so here we are, JorDan to the west, Slam to the east, and the teams swapped their colors. Okay, yeah, they swapped their colors. So to the west, JorDan will have the warm colors this game, to the east, Slam will have the cool colors. It is a 6-pond map, 3 per team, and seems like a pretty simple setup for both pockets to have a pond on both teams. Orange and blue, Niaz and Uzi will both have a pond up here on the flank to the north. In the south, it'll be JorDan on the flank against FedEx. So JorDan moving to the flank this game. JorDan and Niaz the flanks as Shikso comes on. Am I gonna watch or watching games right now? So Loom for JorDan. And our palisade walls will go up. Oh, the games from the league? Probably not. So, Bor under the TC for Niaz. As Niaz is sending Vils forward, 3 Vils. He'll have the Crocs to help him. And he'd love to get to that pond. So, it's Inca, Catans, Jurchens, Dravidians for JorDan's team. So, Jurchens will have heavy rocket carts. Dravidians will have bombard. They have bombard cannon, right? Yes, they do, but no siege engineers. So not the best siege for this team. Meanwhile, Bulgarians are a good siege civ, but no... I guess Burmese are the only bombard cannon civ, right? They have cannon. It's the Burmese. JorDan got a very forward wall off, so he might look to follow that up with a tower rush and be aggressive. Oh, we have an F in the internet. Rip stream. see. Is that just a mini F? Are we back? Hopefully we're back. Alright, hopefully we're back. Send one message and the whole stream crashes. As I said, later this year, gonna be moving. We're gonna get proper internet. And we won't have to deal with Optimum anymore. I have an ISP that's worse than Comcast. Moving, yep, because I can't take the not having fiber. No, not moving to Germany.
Yum. Ari?
Wolf attacking the Vil. Vil low on HP. He'll run away. And so forward Vil for Niaz. Getting a bit of a sneak, and he will probably try to go to the Pockets Pond. Will Uzi see that? Yeah, trying to move somewhere with better internet can't be Germany.
Ari?
Alright, so a wolf and 2 boars here, but nicely blocked by the Crux. And the sneak Vil is in. And the Champy will annoy the scout who's trying to push an Ibex here as Niaz attacks Uzi. Will take a volley of arrows from the TC and die. A most painful death. As here we are. Ooh, look at that. That's even gonna box the fishing ships in with that dock. Gonna dock block the fishing ships. It's easier for the lands, not the Brazil lands. Not any potential USA lands that might happen. What I've been told about German internet is that their packets arrive with the same punctuality as their trains. Now, barracks forward for Uzi. Loom from Slam. Slam very far forward. Slam's got a Vil forward. Wait, what's Slam gonna do with that Vil? Now, the Crocs didn't go to wall. This team's just wide open. Slam's Bulgarians. He can drop a Crep post if he gets to the Castle Age. He's still Dark Age. Maybe it's a bit premature to think of that. But he has a Fish Boom. Will be disrupted a bit. A Bulgarian pocket with a forward Vil. Where can that Vil hide? How long can she stay sneaky here? I feel like I want to be somewhere warmer, though. I like warm. Yeah, the Slam Sneak always so scary. I remember I played one game of Amazon Tunnel with Slam, and someone on his team made a one tile passage with a ballista elephant cut. And then he was the Goth, and he had several barracks on our side. And we couldn't clean them. That's the annoying thing when he's the Goths. It's just they train so fast you can't stop them. So Fire Galley from Niaz as he has successfully gotten his sneak. I mean, fair enough, right? Both pockets get a sneak. Probably the better sneak so far from Niaz. Also interesting, JorDan docking as the Dravidians. I mean, carry capacity doesn't really help you on the small ponds. The Khitans could dock just as well, but I guess they want to boom with pastures. As the next, I think Slam just noticed this. I think he was so focused on his sneak he wasn't paying attention to his own base. So will Slam's sneak be more effective than Niaz's? And will anyone on JorDan's team realize they need to wall here? It's kind of warm, okay with 40C. I mean, over the winters it's cold though. So fishing ship goes down there. This gate will help give Niaz a bit of space so he's not walled in. So that dock's getting attacked. On the other side, we'll have a forward from Uzi, trying to go archers and a few Vils, but walled out by Niaz. The Inca are the one civ with this architecture to get fortified walls, so we might see that later on if he keeps walling more. So Niaz is able to attack on a pond and wall. He can even sail around a bit on the ice. The ice is sailable, so he could just have a Hulk try to break the Vil free if he wants to. Slam just focusing on walling that a bit more. And, oh, Niaz forgetting about a boar he's hunting. Has a loom, though, it's fine. He'll get that without issue. And finally, the sneak from Slam is spotted. Shikso spotting the sneak, so Slam immediately will run forward with his scouts. 3 scouts, and that's enough to start threatening Vils. Really want 4, but 3 does it. And it has to be immediate walls everywhere from the Crux, as he'll also want to make sure his fish traps are far out in the middle of the pond so they can't be harassed by the scouts on the sides. Some warehouses up there for the Crux, keeping himself safe. As we now have dueling sneaks, and the Vil here will be found by Tigger's scout, but the Hulk there, able to help free the Vil and keep the scout away. Niaz's Vil can flee, continue to be annoying, and can probably turn and fight the scout if he wants to. I don't think Tigger can fight that all by himself. It does worry me that, oh no, the Vil just needs to fight. Oh, Nia's not paying attention. Not paying attention. He could have killed the scout. He could have killed the scout, and that is huge. Niaz loses the Vil. Oh, the Vil would have won that fight. And in the south now, we have a forward castle from FedEx as the Burmese, so he can go a run by with the castle drop. I'll force some stone walls up and down this passage, but maybe Slam's stable keeps that open. Rip the sneak Vil. Now, more TCs from the Crux. The Slam have scouts. Where are the scouts? The scouts have come over here to this pond to try to disrupt. Oh, Slam! He's getting some revenge. He's trying to get a dock on Niaz's pond, but that Vil will die. I was thinking, where's Slam's sneak Vil? Niaz saying, nope, you don't get to dock my pond. The archers here, they can deal with the Hulks. I mean, they outrange the fires, too. There is the X, JorDan Xing the castle drop. The Arambai will pour forward now. And Shikso going to react with a quick stone gate to make sure this is walled up. As the scout and the Arambai march forward, JorDan needs to delete the walls so the wolf attacks the Arambai. And the gate will go up. So gate up in time. Just needs to lock it. And try to dodge the Arambai darts. Sometimes you just dodge them by standing still. They're very inaccurate. But one Arambai won't stop the walling. And Slam investing into more scouts. Still without his fish boom, but he did have to transition to farms, so maybe good for him just to take that long feudal and find some way to get an advantage from it. As Niaz will try to market wall out the Arambai, didn't get the stone walls up he wanted, just has to go double markets. But this is still open. And Slam can just send a scout over to stop that weak Vil. Or the Arambai can stop the Vil themselves. And not much HP on the markets. The Arambai will go for the weak one. And here comes the Crux going forward to try to stone wall. But can't do it with Slam's scouts there. Man, Slam is jamming. Now JorDan, he's walled himself off. He's got a fish boom in his pockets pond. He's got 1, 2, 3 TCs up, and he's just rolling along. But maybe gets pressured soon by FedEx. There's a workshop up. And Shikso will try to wall this passage a bit farther out so he doesn't get castle dropped right on his face. As they keep track of the Arambai, seeing they're going for the other side. But now they also need to wall between themselves. Because he does want to keep JorDan's fish boom safe. And the Fire Lancers will come forward, try to fend off the Arambai. Archers hit the wolf, and Slam will come down. Shikso is not fully walled over here. Gonna wall to his stable. And try to go cav archers. Slam will back off upon seeing that, and pasture boom here. And these are, yeah, I wish my FedEx delivery drivers tried as hard to deliver their packages as these Arambai do. So many times, they don't even try to deliver them. They just put a note on the door saying, come pick it up at the FedEx office. The nearby FedEx office is closed, so I don't even know where to pick it up now. So, archers take down the fishing ships. And the monk will try to convert the Iranbai, but the Iranbai will probably get away. At least swap places so the scouts can come. Monk could swap targets and insta a scout. He notices, but a bit late, and doesn't get the insta. Well, isn't quite fully charged. So another TC for Uzi in the north as this dock. Now, finally, Niaz is forward, besieged by the other team's mangonels. I think Team Slam has a pretty good lead with all the damage they've managed to do. Yes, Jordan's team is up in Vills. It just feels like they've had to react a lot more. Here, I'm gonna let that wall go up. Could have probably stopped it. Now that stops the push. And Jordan has a lot of room to wall behind this. Could even delete the lumber camp if he wants more room for stone walls. Shouldn't be pressured too quickly. I have husbandry for FedEx. As the monk gets a conversion on a fire, and that'll help clean the pond a bit faster. And that wall will go down soon. Around by now, facing Cav Archers. So Cav Archers from the Khitans from Shikso. Cav Archer is usually a good option against the Iranbai. They outrange them when you do Bodkin. And with ballistics are far more accurate. But neither of those upgrades are in now for Shikso, simply just a strong unit to fight them. Much better than, say, Knights would be that couldn't catch them. Server maintenance is over. Alright. Hello, Chipmunk. How you doing? So, scouts there, low HP, running from the Cav Archers. I'll go up and over the hill here. We'll have another TC from Slam, just jamming down a 4 TC boom. I wonder if he'd ever think about redocking and grabbing his fish again. I guess the TCs are cheap. Well, that's a 5 TC boom, as the Bulgarians. And Tigger now has the free, undisrupted Hunnic Pocket Fish Boom, so he will be Imp and we'll see Paladins fairly shortly. 2 minutes from Imp. And we're immediately seeing the stable over here on the right side, where FedEx is going to push. Now, Jordan's up to Imp 2, and the Dravidians do have good halbs. So if you want to stop a Paladin push, maybe having good halbs is the initial option until later Elephant Archers could work. Oh, and here's a Petard. They'll get through the walls, but the Crocs wisely is walled behind this already. Gotta save that Vil. And a castle going up for the Crocs. That gate doesn't have much HP on it, even though it is fortified. The Iranbai will push on through. Start taking down this fortified gate. A lot of Vils popping over as that Vil on the castle side goes down.
Okay.
And we'll have a castle up here behind the stables for the Huns. And there'll be 7 stables just about ready to start spamming knights. The Cavalier upgrade will come in soon, as will armor. And then Paladin. Sometimes doing knights before you get to Paladin can be a bit harder on the eco. Sometimes you do want to just save and click the Paladin upgrade first before you start spamming. And I'm sure FedEx will be able to manage it. He does have 46 fishing ships. Has not had to build a single farm. It's probably in a good spot to push. So Mangonel tries to hit the Cav Archers. They're pushed back. They split, they dodge. And they split again. F, oh, another F. Just wait for that to clear. Hopefully there's just a mini F. We're back. Okay, that was just a mini one. That was just a mini failing of the ISP. Cav Archers go down to the Iranbai. And the push continues. Lots of Cavaliers ready to run through. Ram's going to have to clear up a traffic jam so that they fit. Plugging the hole in the wall. Now that petard just standing there. Like maybe if I blend in with the snow, they won't see me, and I won't explode on the wall. Those petards do explode, but the wall doesn't go down. I think they hit separate wall tiles. I guess he tried to take both, but got neither. So forward castle and a cut from JorDan. JorDan going two-handed swordsman and a halb, so full infantry. And he will hope that the halbs will be strong enough to stop the pocket paladins, the cyan pocket paladins. As they'll have some markets up here in the southeast. And here comes now Paladin and Arambai, a deadly combination to meet the initial push from JorDan. To use the Onager, he'd need to get a shot on the Arambai, which he doesn't quite manage to do. He's got an Elephant Archer coming out from behind this. So maybe you gotta question if the champions were worth the investment instead of more halbs. He doesn't do the champions that had like 20 more halbs, this would be a different fight. I guess maybe he's worried about Burmese champions too, but right now you can see it's just Arambais. Elephant Archers should be able to deal decently with the Arambais. Archer units typically do, and if they're tanky enough to survive a couple of volleys, they'll be great for them. So Paladin killed by the halbs. And the workshop will go down to the Trebs. We have Onager and Siege Engineers for Slam, and he's ready to continue this push. Chixo is trying to clean this, as is the Crocs. There's a bunch of Paladins that are now fortified, walled in. This team will just try to waste their population space there. And one Paladin... Oh, two Paladins. That one's behind. That Paladin has just got front row seats to the fight. He's watching his friendly Paladin fight the Elephant Archer and isn't helping. Oh, he's not helping. Well, the Elephant Archer wins anyway. Oh, the halb will be a bit more deadly. The halb will be a bit more deadly, but no, halb goes down. And they'll just stand there menacingly for a while because they're on stand ground. Medical Corps being researched here for JorDan for his elephants as that castle is besieged but repaired. As they're going down. That's the good thing about casting the Rex. If the stream drops, I can just pause and I don't need to go restart from the beginning. Like casting a DE game. So the halbs are forward, attacking the Paladins, attacking the Arambai. And, well, mostly cleaned up. Elephant Archers are surrounded, but you don't want to be packed tightly against the Arambais. More halbs coming forward to deal with the Paladins. But the darts are doing a good bit of damage there to the elephants. Arambai can feel like mangonels sometimes. And the forward castle from JorDan now repairing. 17 villas to repair, so quite a lot of repairs. With his own defensive Treb, he can get lucky with the Treb shots, continue destroying enemy Trebs. Should be able to keep that standing. And he's making some progress with the Elephant Archers. And in the north, looks like we're going to have a cut now as the push comes in from Slam and from Uzi. And Niaz is going to be losing docks, losing fishing ships. As they manage to go straight through the walls, I think they cut around there. Those docks will go down. Now Niaz, who at least is imp, but only 18 military, doesn't have the means to hold this. Not the fish. Yes, the fish. The poor fish. So JorDan's pushing, but is he pushing fast enough? And is he actually going to push successfully? Because he is looking kind of 1v2 right now. Chixo is not over here. The Dravidian is strong enough to pull a 1v2. I mean, he's doing okay. Gonna try to pull back to the halbs so the halbs can deal with the Paladins. as his castle will now crumble to dust. And maybe he has to worry about paladins getting to his own trebuchets. They're kind of low HP. He can probably take down a castle here. But actually that treb went down. If those vills were to repair, they might be able to keep the castle alive. And there they start repairing as the paladins take down trebs. And castle's on a hill with 13 repair vills. So that'll stand. But the rest of the army now, halb number is dwindling for JorDan. As the other side has no resistance to offer. A few heavy rocket carts now from the Crocs. That's about it. Along with the cav archers from Shikso that have to be here instead of stopping a push down the middle or helping over on JorDan's side as JorDan's getting pushed back. JorDan is getting pushed back. Game's over when the fish die. That should be a mode instead of regicide. And JorDan's team still has more vills. I'm struggling to see what these civs are going to be able to do now. Katan's probably not a good late game civ. Camels may be useful against the Rambais and Paladins. But with less HP, the Skirms will even kill them. And this push continues in the back. There's a wolf attacking the Market Hills. Castle from Niaz will crumble here. And Cav Archer is taken by the Onagers. More Krepos forward for Slam. He can start doing Koenix if he wants to. But it feels like his team have won this game. Or his team has won this game. Skirms take down Halbs.
Sorry.
Seri. Naan tayar.
Is he fishing his enemies' fish traps? I mean, you can do that. Yeah, you can steal them. Oh, I think he is. I think Slam's gonna try to fish trap steal. Oh, too bad the Arbs and Uzi are destroying the fish traps. I don't see a fishing ship, though. I think he built the dock and then might have forgotten about it. But yeah, he should. He should steal the fish traps. And there's no stopping this push now for JorDan. And I think his team now down basically to 2 and 2 halves of their original bases are getting close to the GG. Their backs are up against the wall. They're running out of forest. They're not going to have much trade. And trade carts here from Niaz ready to go down. And there's a TC dying from JorDan. And these camels, they love to fight. But again, in Catans, yeah, they get the double blacksmith upgrades, but at the lack of bloodlines, the skirmishers still deal damage to them with how low their HP is. Maybe now Shikso here with enough camels to fight the Trebs. That's one Treb down. As the Paladin Skirm or Rumbai mass continues pushing forward. Now Siege Onagers, so he's going cannon galleons on the pond. Didn't take any of the fish traps, but did do more docks for cannon galleons. We can appreciate that at least, even if he doesn't steal the fish traps. Burmese halbs, yeah, they are missing their armor. But there's also no halbs out. Nia's saying sorry. Don't know what that's for. Unless you mean the skirms. Yeah, they don't have their armor, but in terms of damage they can deal, that's what matters against the camels. Combat. So kind of like the Keshiks. While in combat, they'll regen their HP. Oh, F, it looks fine on my end, so that was probably just a mini F. As it stabilizes.
உங்கள் சித்தம் என்ன கட்டளை
Treb's now going for the castle. Dills can go back to mining stone. Be another call to my ISP tomorrow. Alright, let's see. It looks like it's almost stabilizing now. So OBS is still telling me it's sending more bits than it should. Okay, looks like it's back. We'll have a few more stables here for Shikso. As the elephants continue getting picked off by the skirms. Yeah, there are the GGs being called. So Team Slam will take that, go up 2-0. And despite the nice early forward talk from Niaz, I think Slam got a bit of a sneakier forward, just sending a Vil forward. And Crocs didn't end up walling. So we'll look at the stats. That's 326 kills for FedEx with the Arambai. And the way those passages spawned, he took advantage of them with the Arambai push. And at the end, it felt like JorDan was playing 1v2. Shikso went Cav Archers early to do with the Arambai, but also was kind of just behind the pocket booms when he let JorDan take the pond. I still think the Catan player probably needs to be the one taking the pond there. I trust you. It was a great end of the game. The game was completely over. Now we just gotta hope that the internet holds up for the apparently super long game we're gonna have ahead of us. So if you need to have some food, whatever you need, go ahead, do it. I'm just gonna get one ad out of the way, and then we'll get ready for an mega long game. That's Burmese, Bulgarians, Huns, and what even was the final civ there? Didn't even pay attention to it. Was that Tatars? Oh, Catans, duh. Catans. I never... Did I check them off? No, Catans were on the other side. Shoo. I didn't even pay attention to Uzi Civ. That was Catans, Jurchens, Dravidians, and Inca. I checked out. Wait. Yeah, Burmese are on the other side. Okay. I'm getting confused because of the colors and swapping colors between games. I'm good now, though. Alright, so hopefully the drops weren't too bad. Still super frustrating for me. My ISP refuses to fix issues properly. And let's just make sure we have JorDan's color here. Slam will be the pocket there. JorDan back to the pocket on his team. Alright, everything fine on YouTube? Looks fine on YouTube. Kinda back. At least on YouTube, the VOD will be there. Alright, so game number 3. And what is this passage right down the middle from one flank to the opposite flank? Now, this is an interesting map. We'll have double pawns here for Uzi. The pawns on the other team are much more nicely spaced. So Slam's team going to struggle a bit with those pawns as Uzi goes to wall up right away. And there'll be Tupi, Koreans, Tatars, and Poles for Slam's team against Byzantines, Georgians, Khmer, and Wu for JorDan's team. Ooh, interesting civs. Byzantines, Georgians, Khmer I like. Wu, not so much. Tatars have great trebs. Keshiks are okay as a pocket. They can also go heavy cav archer. Tupi, I think, are insane with Blackwood archers. I think people are really underrating the Tupi flank castle drop. And Slam's a Korean's pocket. Korean's OP. Poles can spam cavaliers. Usually they go heavy cav archer, though. Seems to be their better option. And the walls don't all go up for Uzi, as the vills will come forward for Shikso. Shikso on the flank this time. I'll try to save his scout. On the other side is one forward wall from FedEx, as they're Xing, maybe confirming there are no more sneak vills. And then they can figure out each team how far down the middle they dare to send their vills to wall. Uzi almost getting this wall up. Could go finish it. This wall, at least, each player has a vill on the opposite side. So the champion is full HP here. That could give a bit of leeway for that vill to run. Super low HP scout there from the pocket. And with these walls up, Uzi will attempt to break the palisade to get through and get a more forward wall. So that this vill, at the very least, has to go back. So weak scout from Slam, he's got to micro that. Champy's still okay for Uzi. They can go check out the middle, maybe help with walling if they want. And FedEx will just wall this behind the boars and won't go too deep. So he's not going to be greedy with that wall off. Has a lumber camp by his palisades too. So should he need to repair as the scout breaks through, and he'll go right now to do it, he can. So sneak from Uzi being chased by Shikso, but the Champy here can attack the chasing villager. And with his vill on a hill, he'll turn and fight. Probably needs the Champy on the hill too. And vill will go down. Will Uzi lose his vill? Ooh, just survives. 2 HP. He'll keep running as Shikso tries to chase with another vill. So Uzi's dream would be somehow to get that vill over here to dock the pond. Maybe even lay a boar on the way. He's going for it. Scout attacking more of these palisade walls. Have another X up here on the boars in the passageway. Lots of boars being lured in here. While boar is taken underneath the TC, we'll have another X on the other side, as this champion will run down the passage for Uzi. And just kind of scout out what's heading on down there towards the opposite pocket. No pond there, but it might be valuable to learn who, if anyone, is docking this pond. They'll see if the Crocs goes for it. Would I think makes sense for him to do it, even though the Khmer do get a farming bonus. Almost always want the pocket to dock, as JorDan's done. So JorDan is the Georgians. That'll be fun to say. As the pair of pockets, Slam and Tigger, both go to dock the pawns by Uzi on Slam's side of the map. And it'll just be double palisades from FedEx. So Dark Age here, we'll see. No one's died in the Dark Age. That's always fun when the game is 2 hours long and you have players on both teams who go down to like one villager with like a 30-minute Dark Age. This is some intense vill fighting. That's when you feel like you've gotten the full experience. I still feel like these roads are too wide. I don't know if that's something I messed up. It shouldn't be this wide. So Bear goes down to these vills. As the house there goes up for Niaz. And Niaz with 3-4 militia to turn into men-at-arms with that barracks. He'll look to push the walls. So has the Vills on wood, but we'll do a tower as soon as he's up and continue trying to teach FedEx a lesson with these new men-at-arms he's upgrading. Archery range behind it, so it'll be a very aggressive trush. With the range, no other passage here, so it's simply up this passage. As FedEx is up to feudal, and we'll have to do several layers of palisade wall behind the tower, in hopes of eventually having enough room to do stone walls. So Nia should be able to get up the passage fairly well. Chixo still walling as Uzi is up to feudal. Leaders take the boars, and FedEx up to the feudal age. Wall down, and Vills can come forward. That tower will be up and occupy most of the passage. We'll have upgrades coming from the pockets. JorDan gonna FC. Market blacksmith for him. Staying a bit longer because of the fish boom. With a Walden bear in the back. Had a nice zoo there. So stone walls are up from FedEx. Did manage to get up in time. And we'll have a tower behind them, so not going to sacrifice too much room in the pocket. Or too much room in the passage, rather. The passage. So feudal ages for both pockets on Slam's team. Notably much slower than the Crocs. That's because they both went to fish boom too. And I had to walk a good distance to get to those ponds. The castle age on the way here for the Crocs is going to send a Vill to start chopping the trees. Got a watchtower up from Niaz, another tower up from FedEx, protecting the passage. And a few archers from Niaz might be able to sit in the tower and help in the tower war. So that's why we're going to see the double tower from FedEx, so we can still win the tower war. But we'll have to idle some Vills in order to do so without archers of his own. So 2 towers there. That'll force some repairs from Niaz. FedEx, don't think he can hit the repair Vills, but he could do fletching to try to keep them away. And there'll be a second tower from Niaz too, then he can try to fight 2v2 with towers. So FedEx will have to send some Vills to repair, but that'll be 10 Vills he's then idling. And Niaz can keep adding a few more archers. You do need Vills around the towers to repair, but you can go a combo of archer plus Vill. And need to start repairing that as 2 towers take down another tower pretty quickly. And on the other side, there is a tower rush from Uzi. Uzi, who is breaking forward. He's thinking of stone walling. That's a big area to stone wall. But he's tower rushing. The middle is just walled up. We get some stone walls and an outpost there from FedEx. Give him some vision. He'll need to do town watch later, but give him some vision of what's going on in that middle passage. Town patrol could even be useful. Good morning, Soxy. How you doing, Soxy? Double tower versus double tower. That's now a 15 Vill investment from FedEx. He needs to repair this tower. And he has to be careful to pull weak Vills away from the arrow fire. It's a lot of arrow fire from 2 towers that'll tear Vills apart. And 4 HP, all he needs, but gets away. Clutching out in for FedEx. He's going to hit the repair Vills. Yaz will go back and forth and try to dodge. Oh, and Flaj, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. We're here watching some Rage Forest. Hey, as my webcam breaks. Hold on. Everything's breaking on me today. I heard the Windows, there we go. Gotta turn it off and on again. The Windows device disconnected sound I heard. I don't know why it does that. Well, welcome, everyone. And I'm gonna have a mangonel push here. So JorDan is the pocket's gonna go for a mangonel push. As yeah, there was server maintenance earlier today, so we're casting some recorded games of Rage Forest. And from what I've heard, this game is a long one. So buckle up. and get ready for a super long game of AoE. As we have Slam now going to defend JorDan's Mangonel with his own Mangonels. Uzi will try to hold this pocket with some stone walls. Tower and wall on either side. 3 TC boom along with the fish boom there from the Tatars player as the pocket. So that likely just means booming into Keshiks, although Cav Archers are an option. I would love where Flaming Camels going to be a thing, and there are the Chimera on the other team. So we could see some Flaming Camels into Chimera Elephants at some point. That would be crazy. And our Rocket Cart. So Rocket Cart versus Mangonel or Slam. Ooh, Slam gets a kill right away. Finding Vills on the berries. And can maybe think of taking out the Palisade walls. What's the attack grounding there? I think he hit absolutely nothing somehow. How is he hitting nothing? Is he attacking the bush? Maybe he's clicking the middle. That's a weird combination of objects. Lon, Slow Combat Disco. How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. There is the outpost from Uzi. And the double towers from Niaz will eventually get the job done. We'll have another Mangonel forward from Tigger, and with the Vills forward, all the pockets will end up committing to workshops and Mangonels and or rocket carts. So neither team willing to resort to only walling in the flanks. They're all going to fight over them. We'll make the booms a bit trickier. We'll have FedEx and Shikso, the opposite flanks being the last ones up, the ones who need to commit maybe a bit to walling the middle. Still more forward wall for Shikso, despite not having the stone walls. Is that really micro in that rocket car? Oh, wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, did you see that from Slam? Yeah, if you right-click in the middle of a rocket cart volley, you can split the rockets. And Slam was like, okay, that Palisade only has a little bit of HP left. I don't need to shoot all the rockets at it. I'll go shoot another one and split it. I don't know if that was intentional, but it worked out. That was awesome. Splitting rockets between multiple targets. Some more towers from Niaz. He is still feudal. He's the last one who's going to be feudal. FedEx and Uzi both are up for Slam's team. So Mangonel does go forward for the Crocs. It's FedEx up to Castle. And it'll be 1, 2, 3 additional TCs. FedEx for the 4 TC boom, doing heavy plow right away. So he's saying, you know, I've been feudal for a while. I have 40 Vills. I can afford all these TCs with Bowsaw and heavy plow immediately. Time for some Folvark farms on the poles. I'll have a great food eco. Let's get the boom going. Well, only cats. Has the rocket cart look like it has chemistry? That is a good question. It does shoot fire projectiles, even though Slam does not have chemistry. That is a great question. The YouTube chat. I don't know. That's true. I guess they're just like, we can't have rockets that don't have fire projectiles. Do they get even more fiery once you do get chemistry? This is like some free chemistry you can get. Oh, you can see it didn't shoot the entire volley again. And the volley got split. So you gotta be extra careful when microing these. You want it to shoot full volleys if you can. But there it goes down. Well, it trades against the Mangonel. I do feel like rocket carts are generally better than Mangonels, but here's a forward castle from Shikso, as Niaz finally is up. He's the last one up. And we're gonna have players up to Imp soon. Shikso will be up to Imp. Uzi just now is doing a defensive castle. Lots of players up to Imp. So the timing from Shikso to go Imp will be Byzantine's 1 TC Imp. He'll be the first one to get up. And how much advantage will that timing give his team? JorDan is still booming. He does have a good fish boom, but he's not ready to start spamming Halb Siege yet. There's the Korean pocket over here. So they do have the option to go gunpowder and bombard cannon once Slam gets up. The 2P on the flank will have lots of Blackwood archers. Byzantines typically go Monk Treb with a fast imp. Blackwood archers probably good against monks, less so against Trebs. The Byzantine monks do heal each other faster. So a few conversions here and there will be great for them. That gate being under the castle is something that JorDan needs to focus on right now with his mangonels. Otherwise, they'll be trapped out. Unless Shikso does murder holes. In the south, we'll have a forward-ish castle from the Crocs, as they'll probably just booming and getting ready to fight over this passage. The pockets will have to choose which side they help. And the Khmer pocket will have to choose if they want to go Cavaliers or Elephants, or even Halb Scorpion, but it is the difficulty of a Tatar's pocket that will have the Flaming Camels to counter Elephants. And the Flaming Camels countering Elephants actually works out pretty darn well. Set them forth. The Elephants do not enjoy it. Oh, can the castle attack that gate? Even is there murder holes? Where would murder holes be? Yeah, no murder holes. Maybe it's a tile back from the wall. I thought it was next to it. Perspective of hills always gets you. So Mangonels will take down the workshop. Monks will go for the Vil and also for some Blackbird archers. Think better of it and try to pull back. Here come 3 Mangonels. 1 monk down. And JorDan doesn't even need to shoot. Just the presence of the Mangonels will scare the very low HP, 20 HP Blackbird archers away. The Mangonels will tear through the tower as the Treb will start to take it down the castle. Good Treb shot there. As this tower does look like it's going to go down. Walls will be finished for Uzi. So Uzi walled up. And a castle from Nia is fairly close to the forest, but he's thinking of cutting. They're thinking of cutting. They can cut either multiple ways into FedEx's base. FedEx has an outpost, but here come the elephants. Here come the elephants. So it will be early imp elephants from the Crocs. And please tell me this is going to then be flaming camels. From Tigger. Ah, man, I hope this is going to be flaming camels. That's the thing the Tatars are best at, countering the elephants. The Vil goes down. So many civs that can't counter the elephants, the Tatars can. His imp, he should be able to make them. I don't think you need to merge Siegecraft to unlock the flaming camels anymore, right? You can just do them. And there's Elite Battle Elephant. Taking down the TC in a heartbeat. Andre, they're happy to continue pushing. As JorDan's team has a nice score lead. And a good early imp push. Push on both sides. Need to worry about maybe Uzi falling behind in Vils, but now they're at the point where most of them are boomed, the rest of the team can sling him if they need to. Since they're imp. Well, not Niaz, but he's up to imp once he gets it. And then I guess same thing for Uzi. Uzi doesn't have that many Vils, so Niaz, or not Uzi, Shikso over here and Uzi, both kind of low on Vils. Now we have Niaz on the other side up to imp. The elephants keep rampaging through FedEx's base. And FedEx has no way to stop this right now. The heavy cav archers are out. And yeah, they're decent against elephants because they have such high attack. But they're not going to stop it quickly. And there's another workshop. There's another workshop. Please tell me that means what I think it means. Is that another workshop? Is that the first workshop? Has to be flaming camels. Come on, come on. Give us some flaming camels. Bloodlines. That's a flaming camel upgrade. I don't think the market walls will stop the elephants. They're up just in time. The elephants aren't attacking. The walls will go up. There's bloodlines. That's maybe for the cav archers, though. Cav archer, I don't think is the answer here. We need our chess grandmaster to tell his pocket to make the flaming camels. Bombard cannon continuing to push the wall. As a few keeps. Oh, more than a few keeps are up. Slam. Korean keeps, and does he have the upgrade? He does. It's the castle upgrade. +2 line for the watchtower range. And he'll be working on Bracer soon. So right now they have... what's that? 11 range. They can get up to 13. They become very good at stopping onagers. And provide a lot of cover for the Blackbird archers. Yeah, and Uzi, as YouTube comments right, does feel like he's a bit behind in Imp. Fighting the Byzantines in early Imp is hard, and now he's dealing with onagers. A bit too far out in front of his towers there. And now it is Halbs. Halbs from Slam. And there we go. There we go. Flaming Camel. Flaming Camel. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. He's doing it. Finally, he's doing it. He's got 17 of them queued. Let's go. He's realized the Flaming Camels are there. They feel so underwhelming? I don't know. I feel like they've been okay in all the games I've seen. And they just have so many Blackwood archers. Outside of that unit, I don't think there's much they do well. But just having that unit does so much. Here comes some more Flaming Camels. Oh, let's go Flaming Camels. Let's go Flaming Camel. Yes, okay, those elephants lost a ton of HP. So the Onager and the Cav Archers can finish them off easily now. Cav Archers fight, that is. Yeah, they'll go down. Not enough, though. We need more Flaming Camels. Oh, as I say, here come a couple more. Here come a couple more. Elephants are grouped up. And boom! Oh, they all go down. Yes, Flaming Camels are lovely. We'll have an elite Blackwood Archer here for Uzi's the Tupi. He still is holding. JorDan's team still on top in score. Also ahead by 20 Vils. And it feels like they have some momentum in pushing and potentially getting to Slam's pond. Slam could go turtle ships on the pond, but that doesn't buy you too much in Rage Forest because their range is pretty short. And do the Koreans have elite cannon galleons? They do, yes. Okay, so they can do fully upgraded elite cannon galleons. That would be a nice choice on the ponds, too. Kind of tricky against the monks, but could be a good option for them. That has a bear attacking a Marketville in the back. Castle goes down. And the Jin Swordsman come forward from Niaz. Farming to defend the Tribs. But one game, wasn't there like 700 to 1k Blackwoods made? See, the thing is, when the Onager shot flattens them, it's okay because you get some of the resources back and you just make more. You just make more. So, Bombard Cannon Micro, this is where the Byzantine monks come in handy. At least force the cannon to pull back a bit, or force the archers to come forward inside of the tower range. So it'll be Svan Towers for JorDan against Upseong Towers for Slam. How many towers has Slam just jammed down? 20. JorDan had 3. Yeah, Slam has more towers. Careful not to Onager your own units. Yep. F. F again. F. Alright, we're back. Hopefully just a mini one. We're back. That was a fast. I don't know what's going on with my internet tonight. I'm gonna have another call with my ISP after the stream. So Onagers hit some Vils. Lots of Blackwood Archers getting flattened there. The Onagers simply can't move under the keeps though. We still need Bracer for Slam. Is Slam gonna remember Bracer? Is this gonna be another Slam fletching meme? Sam, you did the first 2 parts. You remembered fletching. You remembered Bod can get Bracer. Oh yeah, he still has that emote. That's the OG fletching emote. Yeah, in order to add depth to the icons to make it look like you clicked them, they had 2 sprites with like some light shining on the top. It was like a tactile interface with buttons. So that castle crumbles there as the Halbs keep pushing forward, and the Traction Trebs will do some damage to the Obuki. Halbs won't like fighting Obuki all that much. They are elite. As that stable will be hit by the Trebs from Tigger and JorDan. Well, that's a lot of Traction Trebs. So after the initial elephant push, things have maybe stalled out a bit. Some Scorpions now for the Crocs, and he's maybe wary of the elephants now after seeing all of the Flaming Camels. The scores are really close. And I think I'm seeing why this game is going to be super long from what I've been told, because all these towers, it's going to have an impassable fortress of towers on both sides. So X over here are more stone walls, more houses going up there for FedEx. Scorpions will take out some of these Obuki.
Jakieś rozkazania? Owszem.
There's another camel. I don't know what the camel's gonna do. Could maybe get a bunch of camels and try to run down the scorpions. Wait, is that what Tigger's gonna do? You gotta put him on spread formation, though. Gotta put him on spread formation. Wait. Is this gonna work? I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think you had enough camels there. They don't even hit anything. Any towers and 3-man push to the left? Yeah, that is interesting. JorDan could simply go towers here and then push the left, but they're going to try to cut. They're going to try to cut. They're getting through. Uzi is there with the walls. Manager's making some good headway. Scats will kill that Vil. So the barracks go down. Where Vils die. Bombard cannon hits the onagers. More cannon on the other side. Onagers chopping through a forest. As Trebs take out a bombard cannon, the traction Trebs keep going forward.
Jakieś rozkazania?
And they'll now start pressuring FedEx's castle. So FedEx under some pressure here. I think he's going to lose that castle. There are a lot of flaming camels here waiting. Just waiting to go for the elephants. And that castle almost down. Down it goes. Camels finding more elephants. Alright, nice hits from the camels. They can even take down some of those Jin swordsmen, maybe. Now they're going to pull back. He's trying to save them for later. And slowly but surely, Slam's team is making progress over here. Slowly but surely. Elephants, scorpions, traction trebs. And some monks and infantry. Pushing this team off of the gold. A good thing, though, is their trade is super safe all the way in the back. All the way in this deep pocket, they have a market. We'll have more TCs as FedEx tries to flee to the corner. And he's gonna hope the other team doesn't see him there, which they do. That TC won't be safe for long. I think this little enclave of villagers is gonna die. And yeah, I mean, you're against the Poles and the Tatars, who are two civs that don't really have power units. Heavy Cav Archer only takes you so far, as does Obuk. It's a good thing, though, that they have the camels. On the other side, though, maybe a bit of a push. Maybe a bit of a push, as all those towers stall out. And here are the Blackwood Archers forward as the Hussars come back. And a group of Onagers. Times 4 of those Hussars all died. Blackwood Archers are insane. They have the poison damage. Don't even bother with Champions and Slingers. Just Blackwood Archers, maybe a couple of Halbs. JorDan, more towers in the back, but it feels like he's ready to defend and not ready to push. Maybe it's just simply hard for the Byzantines to be the pushing civ on this side because their bombard cannon don't even have siege engineers. They're actually outranged by the Korean keeps. Not just equal ranged, outranged by them. And I think that's the only bombard cannon civ on the team. Does JorDan have them? I always forget, no, the Georgians don't have bombard cannon. They do have siege onager with siege engineers, but again, something that's not going to fight under the keeps. And we do have Bracer for Slam. He did remember it, and Bombard Tower is now coming. Oh yeah, the Tatars have Bombard Towers. I always forget about that. Because, yeah, Slam's trying to do keeps over here. Still a lot of traction tribs as Hussars come forward. Scorpion's going to try to melt the Cav Archers. Takes a couple of shots, but they do damage. challenges from JorDan are coming forward. Getting hits on the halbs. So the late game always ends up on towers. Cannon hit the Onagers as keeps here. Keep hitting the halbs. And the Bombard Cannon push forward for Slam. Start taking down keeps. So it feels like the teams might be slightly rotating around the map, as the spawn towers will kind of slaughter the Blackwood archers. As will that cannon. Some quick house walls. Is this all wall? This is a confusing mess. Archers will grab some bills, but also get domed by the cannon. Look at him. Oh man, look at him die there. Siege Onagers have to be careful. And we're just going back and forth between the two sides. Onagers going to, or mounted trebuchets. Is that what they're called? Traction trebuchets, there we are. The mounted ones are the camel ones with the tons. Taking down the castle. Our flaming camels being incinerated themselves by the scorpions. All these keeps here. Halbs try to run forward. All the halbs go down. just getting killed by the spawn towers. Man, these things are so deadly when you get close to them. There's Elite Ibirapima Warrior. What does this unit do? I've never really seen it. I've seen it in early Castle Age ram pushes, but that's it. The only thing I've ever seen it do is garrison inside of rams. Oh, it ends up on towers? Yeah, even when I decreased the stone on the map. Some more barracks starting to go down. Perhaps we'll go for the castle. And the castle will go down. Does it have the cleave damage or does it attack faster? I don't know. Maybe we have a description of it? Well, what's the civ, the 2P? Powerful frontal attack, which I guess is a cleave, kind of like some combination of Drazina or a Rumi swordsman? Or I don't even know. Like the Gulam that is like a scorpion infantry? Well, we'll see. The Siege Onagers get a few good shots here from JorDan. You know, it must have been very late at night for him, but he gets to have the enjoyment of microing the Siege Onagers. Well, it feels like slowly Uzi's making progress. Is it as fast as the other side, though? Is now we're going to have some fighting up and down the middle, actually. This is interesting. Tigger's getting pushed, but he's going to start doing towers down the middle where Shixo had a TC. So this middle passage from gray to red becomes interesting, as both sides are going to lose the endpoint they had. A bit more of a push from JorDan's team, though. Hits a line of 3 units abreast that are fighting. Okay. Drazina. Okay, so it's kind of like a splash like Drazina. Okay. Or like Logistica, kind of, the splash damage from the Cataphracts, that one. So keeps. JorDan keeps on making more keeps. He's making keeps on both sides of the map. And this is the type of game where we have to check the stone prices that they've cut for trade. He's cut to make the trade line longer. I think he needs to cut a few more trees. There's a bit of a traffic jam as they're going around this pond. Like going through here might have been cleaner, or they need to just cut over here. Cut through here to open up the trade. I don't even know what they want to do, but okay, they've gone to the corner for trade. They're like, okay, we can't trade over here from Shixo's base. He's getting pushed too quickly. We'll just go to the corner. Oh man, it's playing it like it's Amazon Tunnel. Or Frontline, that map. We saw that a couple times in the League teams cutting for trade. So the rocket cart takes out some onagers. The onagers get some nice shots. Remember, whenever they lose Halbs, the resources come back. Whenever they lose Ibira Pima Warriors, the 2P, they get resources back. Okay, so the only thing I've seen those units do so far is die to towers. And I'll get skirms now from Shikso. The Byzantines, I love their skirms. And maybe with some trebs behind towers, they'll be able to push back these towers. Yeah, I checked the markets. I want to see the stone prices. The stone price is 276 right now for JorDan to buy. This is where if you're a civ that makes towers but doesn't have guilds, you need a teammate to research guilds and then do banking and buy the stone for you. You can even do banking yourself and sling them resources to sell to buy the stone. Just gotta make sure it's a guild civ doing the stone buying. And all these elephants with their procs don't look like they can be stopped right now. Attempted halbs now from slams the Koreans. The Khmer Scorpions can come up to help deal with the halbs, and the Scorpions are on their way. Oh, there go the elephants, but the halbs will disintegrate behind a volley of scorpion bolts. That's a tunnel of slaughter up among those barracks. Hussars come forward. Rocket cart's down. These troops keep moving. Take down the barracks. As you're forward, hit the rocket cart. Let's go down to onagers. Oh, nice onager shot there. They're looking for trade to raid. They're not going to find it up here, but they can find some of Shikso's eco to raid. Shikso feels like he's not really contributing much militarily right now, or even in terms of trade. Just doesn't have lots of anything. 11 skirms. And that's about it. Also just leaving a relic out here. It's time to take that relic and, like, put it down here somewhere where it's safe. Oh yeah, he did. JorDan kept cutting. He kept cutting, and he opened up the trade. They have a really sick trade line. Even a bit of a diagonal on it just makes it more valuable. Just gotta cut back there. He's trying to survive. He's trying to survive. I mean, he does have Byzantine units, but he's mostly just relying on JorDan's towers. JorDan on 180 vills. He's got a lot of siege onagers queued. Maybe he has a few too many vills, and he still has 13 trade carts queued. JorDan could get up to like 200 pop trade and vills. I think he might need to delete some vills. Well, he still has the fishing ships. 55 fishing. Oh my gosh. He's got 55 fishing ships, but the problem is he's only making onagers and trade. And that doesn't cost food, so he has a huge food eco. He's got to be slinging that to someone then. He needs to be slinging the food to his teammates. Because he's not going to be spending it on just a few halbs here and there when he doesn't have pop space. Most of his military is towers. How much food does he have? 20k food. Chat, he's got 20k food. Oh, JorDan needs to change the eco setup. Maybe he needs to actually just delete the dock, delete the fishing ships, but leave the fish traps there for Shikso to dock himself and take the fish traps. Right, because Shikso's going to lose some of his farms to raid. If he could go take the docks, that could help him. Oh, so here we have Scorpions here. Making progress still, but Slam will have heavy rocket carts to stop the Scorpions. And now JorDan's making towers to the west, too. I don't know how he has vills. He's got 8 vills here to do towers. I don't know how they got there when he has so many units on the other side that still need to be queued. Wait, there's a cut. There's a cut here. Okay, so this team, like, has from the internet dropping. Well, does Twitch still get an ad during the broken internet segment? I wonder. Back? I don't think we're back. Maybe we are now. Okay, I see OBS is streaming 20,000 kbps trying to make up for the drop. The ad dropped. Oh, that's good. Well, the internet dropped and helped us skip an ad. Okay, I think we're okay now. Let's just let OBS stabilize slightly, and then we'll go. Once it stops being yellow, it starts being green. All right. So that's the great thing about the reps. I can pause, let stuff catch up. Treb shots will be hitting some cav archers and some flaming camels. Come forward, more flaming camels. Gonna get a hit on the elephants. It can, decent hit on the elephants there. JorDan has to be careful he doesn't lose his forward bills. Those spawn towers are insane. We do have, oh, what is this? We have another cut. We have another cut down the middle. There are no walls here, and some elite Blackwood archers are getting into the trade. At the very least, the trade is protected by town centers. We'll have a workshop up for the Crocs ready to defend this. It feels like this entire time. Now we got 47 skirms from Shikso. This feels like he's never really had much in the way of a military. At some point, I imagine that he needs something more than skirms. Even if it's cataphracts to help deal with the halbs. But the skirm is going to be kind of useless in the presence of all the rams. It's 11 rams. That's going to be a huge ram push from Uzi. On the other side, FedEx's base has been found and cleaned by halbs. The push up the middle is stalled out a bit, as FedEx is now pushing back with some winged hussars. FedEx did have to run, but he managed to get a lot of Polish farms up around some Folwarki. And here comes the ram push. JorDan had attempted to deploy Trebs, but he'll have to pull back from the rams. JorDan had 170 vils. 23k food in the bank. None of his teammates have food. He's got 27k food in the bank. See, Niaz has the right eco, 3 vils on food, when he doesn't have a food unit. I mean, wait, he's making halbs. Maybe that's not the right eco. Wait, what is Niaz's eco? Oh, he has the hero unit, too. He has... What do I say? That Sun Jian. There's a lot more towers forward, also from Slam. Managers pushing forward, hitting the towers. Hitting the winged hussars. Some more halbs go down to some traction trip shots. Skirm's going to push the bombard cannon away. And the skirms are doing some work here, honestly. Can't help but think, though, maybe some eventually getting arbs or hand cannoneers might be better than skirms. Some more bombard cannon of your own. Those huge onager shots keep coming in. We'll have some hussars attempting to run in from their croc, so he's going to try to run through with hussars, find some vils, some eco, more than anything, some trade he could raid. There's a lot of heavy cav archers and some elite keshiks now from the Tatars. Some hussars go down. In the back, we'll have another market from Slam. Rangers hitting some Blackwood archers. Rangers hitting Vils. Come forward, they're going to take down the siege onagers. Sara is going to run underneath some some Korean keeps. 28 keeps on one screen. Goodbye. Goodbye, Georgian units. Yeah, if JorDan finally Finally, he sent some food. There we are. He sent 10,500 food to Niaz. Well, that's what he needs to do, right? If Niaz is only 3 on food. Give Niaz the food to push. He's not even making a food unit, though. He's just making traction tribs. I guess he had some halbs. I think he'd rather have traction tribs and fire archers than his teammate does elephant scorpion. Part of me thinks it's the crocs who's really going to need all the food for the elephants. That if JorDan was slinging their crocs, they might be in a better spot if he could have more elephants. I mean, he's got 23 elephants now and 45 scorpions. Imagine he cleared out some vills and just had double the elephants. As they need to try to take out some of these keeps, as Slam managed to jam some keeps on both sides. Traction tribs still pushing forward. Onagers will need to hit those rams. Oh, nice hits on the rams. Nice hits on the rams. Some halbs out now. Some Hank Cannoneers from Shikso. Yeah, food needs to go to the crocs, indeed. These trebs, or these traction trebs, at least they outrange the keeps by 1. They outrange the bombard cannon by 1. This is going to be a long and slow push if JorDan can sustain it. That's 87 trade carts for Niaz. 43 vills and 3 fishing ships. You can always add in some more fish. He does have a Luchuan on that pond. Maybe you should delete that for pop space. Oh, man, is JorDan's team going to win this? It feels like they should. But wait, Slam's going to get some nice rocket cart shots maybe on the heavy scorpions. Moving forward. And... oh! Okay, almost. Got a few scorpions. That could have been huge. They're all bunched up. There's a Vill there still from JorDan building a tower. Slam countering with a tower of his own. It'll outrange and hit the villager. He'll hit the tower Vill. Here comes a flaming camel, but shot down. Halbs will be mowed down before they get forward too. Rocket cart also goes down. So hard for the crocs to micro here. We'll also have fortified walls from Slam, trying to funnel the scorpions into one area for onager hits. On the other side, maybe? I mean, I want to say slowly some progress, but not really. Just trebs clearing a tower or two, only for more to spring up behind them. Towers to spring up over here. How many traction troops do we have? 23. Are the halbs still useful? Part of me says maybe Niaz with 87 trade just needs to be slinging the crocs. Like, add your fishing ships back and sling them. Sling them food for the elephants. Because he's down now. He has 64 scorpions, but he's down to only 12 elephants. And I think they need more elephants. As much as the flaming camels are scary. There's nothing beating that death ball. I don't know, but I mean, I see why this game was long. Weird out. It's just towers everywhere. We need like Koreans, Georgians, and Japanese all on one team. And I guess like Turks for the artillery bombard towers. Oh, that has to be towers everywhere. Some keeps going down. Trebs keep pushing. That's a lot of treb shots for taking the rocket carts. That's a lot of treb shots on the cav archers too. They take out quite a few of them. Okay, here come the elephants. The crocs starting to mass a bit of food. JorDan now... wait, he deleted fishing ships. He's down to 10 fishing ships. He realized he didn't need them. Maybe a bit late, but he deleted them. There are now onager shots on the winged hussars. Oh, poor FedEx. Onager shots on the rest of the units too. Oh, the onagers. Are there enough onagers that the onagers can push keeps? Probably not. The keeps cover each other pretty well. You can stand in front of the cannon. I mean, you lose cannon if Slam's microing the keeps to target the cannon. What's Slam at for his population? 40 fishing ships, 40 trade carts, 60 vills. He's amassing a bit of food, but it still feels kind of balanced for him somehow. Slam, I haven't seen Slam stream in a while. Occasionally he does, though. It's usually late at night, though. I enjoy the good old Slam streams. Building goes down, the Yans just keep going forward. Applying more pressure to all the keeps. Pressure to the Trebs. And JorDan's team now facing the heavy rocket carts. They're going to pull the Scorpions back. They had maybe tried to cut. Maybe JorDan's team just needs to cut this entire forest. Open up the entire area to keep the rocket carts away from the Scorpions. They're all going down. Keshik's taking down the traction Trebs. Heavy Scorpions pushing the elephants. I mean, we got heavy Scorpions here from the Tatars. A peak AoE 2 on the left. Another cut into a fortified wall. Almost to the trade. Almost to the trade. Not quite there. I feel like JorDan's team should win this, but I also feel like they should have pushed by now. And no team really able to figure out what's going on. They're all just stuck in the choke points. I think the fact that the Crux only has 23 fills on food is gonna come back to bite him in the long run. He's not like he has any resources. But maybe he just needs to be slung. I think that Khmer farmers are not as efficient as fish traps. So I think you would slowly just want upgraded fish traps no matter what if you're doing elephants. And up a Scorpion. A Scorpion almost raiding the trade, but there's a keep there from Slam. Keeping the passage secured. Onagers are just like everywhere for this team now. Okay, the Scorpions are saying, okay, we're not making progress there. We'll go over here where there are maybe fewer towers. But Slam says, up there are fewer towers, let me build some. Elite Ballista Elephant from the Crux. Is that the unit his team needs? A couple of cataphracts now, so Shikso is getting the stronger units out. Much better against the Halbs and probably also against the Ipir Pima warriors. Also, don't like fighting the Blackwood archers. Halbs, or elite cataphracts, only 5 pierce armor, so 2 less than a paladin. Skirms actually do 2 damage against them, but that's quite a few. And just having a few cataphracts in front of your military against the Halbs is great because they slaughter the Halbs. And they train slowly, but they also last quite a bit against the Halbs. So an Andra shot or 2 on the Blackwood archers, and suddenly this team is getting ready to push again. As this cut, as elephants going for the Trib. As we're an hour 30 into the game, and this is indeed a long one. Is Slam's team holding over here, or are they finally getting pushed? It's a lot of siege. Did JorDan finally figure out how to balance his economy? Hello, Mass Puddles. He's on the cannon forever. Well, Slam has devotion and faith. So he is prepared for conversions and monks. Yeah, it might be a wood game. It might be a game. Remember, Black Forest now. You can trade for wood on water? So pond control for trade to get wood when the trees run out might become important. I think we'll need to go maybe a good 6 hours before that happens, but it could happen. Oh, hello, Acro. No more cataphracts, but there are some hand cannoneers and some onager shots. Danger close, but takes the halves down. Yeah, you can trade on water for wood now. It's in the trade cogs somehow. I've never actually done it, but you can do it. You might have a little pond, go back and forth to get the wood if every single tree is gone. I mean, something of Theseus. That's what the fish are, I guess. The fish traps of Theseus. I don't know how they have 700 food in them in these tiny ponds, but they do. Now, that's for any game mode. Imagine if that were only for Rage Forest. But that was for any game mode. Yeah, it was part of the water rework. Okay, so Halb's making some progress here. So wherever I go, I'm going to be looking for siege onager shots. Elephants and scorpions as Crocs pushes on this side. How's the trade looking? Markets in the back here over to this other corner. That's looking pretty strong. Yeah, it's important Rage Forest only doesn't run out of wood. I'll have the longest of games. And another good shot on the Blackwood archers. Halb's going down again. Cataphracts pick some Halbs off. Halbs go down. And slowly but surely, whenever when there were like 28 keeps here, there's only 11 left. There's only 11 keeps left. Shikso and JorDan might be doing it. If the Trebs can take down another keep or so, they'll take more rounds of Trebs. And slowly but surely, they'll have to advance from the keeps to the cannon galleons on the pond. But they can try to push up to the right away from the pond. Got lots of cuts over here throughout the game. Wait a minute, why are there heavy cav archers? How did heavy cav archers get here? JorDan, what's happening to your trade, JorDan? Has anyone realized this? Where in the cuts did that happen? Over here maybe? I don't know, how did that happen? Oh, there's a cut right down the middle somehow. So, okay, somehow this team, they cut down here, went through here, and got into the trade. And I don't think JorDan's team has noticed that they're losing trade carts now. Remember when Nias had 87 trade carts? He's got 35 now. Wait a minute. There's nothing on the pond. There's nothing to clear this. JorDan's team is complete. Oh, maybe they noticed now. But they were, oh my gosh, they lost so much trade. They lost so much trade. Yeah, fighting for 10 minutes? Try fighting for an hour, 35 minutes. Right from the build wall off, they've been fighting right here. JorDan can still lose this game. JorDan's team can still lose this game if they don't notice the trade. And then finally, there we go. Nias sending elite fire archers. Is this too late? Nias is down to 16 trade cards. Look at Nias' population. He only has 74 eco units now. And the team doesn't have a stockpile of resources. They're pushing. Oh my gosh, they had won this game with the push, but now they need to sustain their trade. They destroyed a market, but there's another market up for FedEx. And more trade carts keep going down. Okay, this team needs to start queuing trade ASAP, because they're out of trade and out of gold. Like, Shikso at least can go full Byzantine's trash for a while. Doesn't even have that many resources. JorDan down now, he's down to 64. Remember when JorDan had 180 vills? He's not out of 60, and he's still losing. Losing more vills. There's still cav archers in the trade. There's still cav archers in the trade. The elephants are slow. They can't clean that. Oh, disaster. Absolute disaster for Team JorDan. This one tile cut. How did this happen? There are walls there from the other team. At the same time, they're so close to the trade. I mean, they were in the trade on the other team. The other team has to move their trade. Okay, so Slam has to reorganize his trade cards. Both teams losing their trade, but JorDan's team shouldn't be losing their trade. Imagine if just JorDan had dotted the eco with a couple of spawn towers. Okay, Elephant's catching this now to kill raiding units like that. That would have made a huge difference. I think there are too many winged hussars now. If all the trade dies, FedEx will spam winged hussars, and he is the best trash unit probably. I guess he's running lots of halbs. Well, there's another castle going down for FedEx. Absolute disaster. Yeah, sudden disaster will be the next tournament we host. Some barracks going down. Scorpion's hitting the halbs. Okay, this could be a lot of trade going down too. That could be a lot of trade going down too. Hussars are still in the trade. It's still in the trade. Oh, that poor market in the corner. All this cutting just to lose the trade. So JorDan reacting with some hussars of his own. He's like, enough is enough. I have to stop this. The elephants are not fast enough to catch the cav archers who are still hoovering around in this economy. At the same time, though, this push is crazy strong. And the Slam's team's starting to lose some eco units themselves, but they're up by 100 eco units there between villas and trade and remaining fishing ships. As JorDan just keeps putting the towers forward. I think JorDan needs to start dotting the back of his base with some towers, though. They've stopped fighting on the right. There are turtle ships on the pond, because why not? I hope we get elite turtle ship. They only have 8 range, though. They're probably not going to be anywhere nearly as useful as the cannon galleons. We can still get elite cannon galleon and elite turtle ship for Slam. That does invite some monks from Shikso to clear that. Let's go Slam jam. Oh, their trade is just all jammed now. Cav Archer's still in the trade. They tried to move the markets, but they can't hide the trade. They really need to clear that. Oh, no. Now they're going to re-wall everything. Fortified walling the entire map is the crux. I don't think they've realized the trade is still in danger. As we'll have a ram push now from Uzi. He's going to get into Shikso's economy. And, okay, wait. Didn't Slam's team have 100 extra vills just, like, 30 seconds ago when I pointed out they had 100 extra vills? What all just happened to them? What all just... How did they lose that many vills that quickly? We'll charge from the poles on the left. They've been charging everywhere. We have a whole bunch of onagers here. There are cataphracts now trying to stop a ram push. They should be able to deal with that. What are those things? The Elite Pima Warrior. Oh, are those things ranged? I don't know how they work. It looked like he was throwing something. Lots of halves, as Uzi's original walls are still there. Shikso's castle's getting pushed a bit. Everything on the west, that is a ton of hussars from FedEx. And no more army from Niaz. JorDan's team now has more vills, but is down by about 60 military. And they need to get their production up and rolling again. Everyone's got trade carts queued. Everyone but Shikso, that is. They lost a lot. That's maybe going to give this team a chance to push back. That onager goes down. That castle's going to crumble soon. Yeah, the traction shrubs are all gone, right? The traction shrubs are all gone from Niaz. So that basically stops the push. I mean, they've taken this corner of the map, so they kind of have 5 bases now. 5 versus 3. But it feels like Shikso and JorDan have both kind of run out of steam over here. That's a lot of towers, 17 towers behind this. That'll take a while to go through. Yeah, those are those Pima warriors. And the onagers will hit the halbs, hit the rams. Do a lot of damage. Taking down rams, taking down other units. But the spawn tower is protecting the onagers. It's another Byzantine castle that'll crumble, though. That'll curtail the cataphract production. There's but a single castle left standing for Shikso. And as the Hussar spam continues for FedEx, the ability to stop that feels like it's at a local low for the types of armies Slam's, or the types of armies that JorDan's team had been fielding over in the West. And still doing their part. Traction troops from Neo's in the east now. I guess he's trying to fight the cannon with them, because they have more range. And the extra projectiles, but they're also pretty fragile. And we're having another cut. So another cut of this team trying to get into the trade. There are walls everywhere, and yet they found a little sliver of daylight to get through the walls. Gosh, Twitch is going to run another ad. I got to try to stop those. Over here is some more elephants are pushing. There are rams that want to push the towers, but elephants are there. I have an X, at least that time. JorDan noticed they're in the trade. And he's a couple of towers now up in the trade. Nice, that's what I wanted to see. Helping to protect the trade, and he's there with hussars. So it's Georgian hussars against Polish winged hussars. The Polish ones will win that. Some quick walls from the Crocs. But these yellow hussars from JorDan will go down. And the Halbs will just be ready to deal with the Hussars too. So this at least was noticed right away. Somewhat contained, but the Blackwood Archers now will get into the trade. And I fear that JorDan's getting pushed on the right. Can there be a push on the left? Lots of Siege Onagers to deal with the Rams. Siege Onagers taking down the Rams. And I think this army now is kind of unstoppable. Elephant, Onager, Scorpion, and Spawn Tower. Okay, JorDan he has too much to micro now. He's losing Onagers to Rams. Losing Onagers to Rams as the Blackwood Archers kill some of those tower reveals. Just gonna stand there menacingly as they're close to the trade again. I do like how JorDan's dealing with this though with all the towers. That's certainly gonna help him out. And well, if the Onagers go down due to lack of micro, it lets the Rams be far more effective. The numbers here, I mean, the population here. It's now JorDan's team up to 574 eco units. Is that what they need? More trade feud. More army for Team Slam, but I guess the towers count as military for Team JorDan. And yet, JorDan's left with a lot of his population, not fighting on the front, but just trying to chase down Blackwood Archers. How much damage will that Spawn Tower do? Quite a lot. JorDan still needs more keeps. Team Slam, that's true. We only have a castle there. Well, we have a couple castles here. Some from Uzi, a couple from, or one from Slam. But yeah, that's true. They did lose a lot of castles, and they've been buying stone the whole game. Stone is 632 gold. I mean, it's expensive, but if you're putting the towers in your trade, it means you don't lose the trade, and you're getting more stone over time. I don't know. I feel like all these towers here are now in danger from a ram push. Is there a chance JorDan loses these towers? I mean, his team as a whole is up by 100 population. Whatever's in the trade should be found and dealt with at some point. Maybe they need to onager more room for the trade. I think they've gotten, let's see, the Blackwood Archers are somewhat contained by some nice quick walls. JorDan's prepared to track them down. The push on this side continues. Send forth the flaming camels. Send forth the flaming camels. And camels here all stacked up. Hussars all going down to the castles. Camels out for Shikso. It's a lot of Cav archers though. Bunched up. The Halbs move forward to force the Cav archers away. That ram wants to go to the traction shrubs, so that'll be cleaned. And I mean, look at the trade for Slam's team. They've had, I don't even know what this trade route is. They got markets in the middle to make trade, that markets to the left, markets to the right, they're behind ponds. I think they're cutting, wait, they need to, They need to worry about running out of wood, though, if they're going to cut trade like this. So they don't have much wood access left. This actually could just become a game where JorDan's team starves Slam's team of wood. Because Slam's team cut too much for their own trade. Oh, this game is crazy. Eric's goes down to the Trebs. Can hit the Rams. The Trebs clears some ground in front of the Rams. And traction Trebs and Onagers. Okay, the Onagers especially killing some Halbs. Over on the left, Cav Archer's pushing this back. Yeah, right? I mean, maybe Slam's team soon will get that pawn trade justification. Shikso will lose some bills. And actually, Uzi, I think we had maybe another cut. Maybe they just walked through broken walls, but he's raiding Shikso's eco again. Shikso gonna lose that relic. And actually, Shikso's dying here. Desperately trying to wall off the trade, but he's kind of dying. He's got 90 Vils at least, but those Halbs are kind of slaughtering everything. And, I mean, the Hussars are here now. JorDan has a lot of towers to fall back to, but they're starting to go down. Is this still possible for Slam's team? Did those trade raids they had earlier do enough just to give them a bit of life? I mean, they're not really getting pushed here anymore as JorDan. I mean, JorDan can't keep doing more spawn towers. The stone is way too expensive, right? He has 1343 stone. I don't know how Niaz is sending him stone. I don't know how he still has stone. He's trying to tower the trade, but importantly for Slam's team, they just killed that Vil. They have some Rams there to clear the towers. Shikso is dying. Still has 60 trade, so he's not dead, but he is actively dying. His TC is getting rammed. And needs to re-wall this. These Vils are going to chop through and open up a raid on the trade. Gold. Hey, JorDan's floating 10k gold now. Now JorDan's floating 10k gold. Okay, Uzi's floating a bit of food. But 10k gold being floated. JorDan's team has no food anymore. I mean, Uzi lost all the farms. JorDan deleted the fishing ships from his pond. And this half of the map isn't taking any food. And the left's pushing, but that push is slow. And perhaps impossible if they don't have more spawn towers if they're out of stone. I mean, these onagers for the Tatars just can't quite do it against the Khmer Scorpions, though. Honestly, now they can the Rams. They've had winged Hussar charges all over the map. They're accompanying the push here. Both flanks working together. So Ram trying to get through the wall. JorDan even walling together with Shikso. There's a workshop forward for Uzi. But what if Uzi just now makes an onager and they cut their way over to the market? Oh man, look at this trade line. It finally has some spawn towers in it. Trading from side to side. They have such a better trade line than Team Slam. Still up by 50 Vils, still up by almost 100 population. Uzi, it just feels like this entire game, Uzi has been struggling to commit military units. Oh, I forgot to just pause the ad. Sorry about that. On Twitch. That's 30 SO in Q with 11k gold. That is a lot of gold. He's a rich man. Alright, the cataphracts come forward. Still some cataphracts there. Maybe JorDan's regaining control of this side. Shikso needs to get his population back. And maybe needs to start thinking of cleaning these buildings? Wait, we have... Oh my gosh, the team... Their trade was cut earlier. Now they're going to cut back. And they're going to use the cut that was to their trade to open up another lane for more markets. And they're going to try to expand their trade. But here come the Scorpions, getting once more to the markets. I can't click them, there's too much stuff in the way. There we are, we have Scorpions raiding the trade. Ballista Elephant there too. This is going to be hard for this team to clean up. They'll need some Hussars to come over here. Elves up the middle pushing. Jordan's team has a huge score lead now. And it feels like Shixo and JorDan are stabilizing a bit. Oh, but here comes a lot of Hussars. The charge of Hussars into the Siege Onagers. What type of Siege Onager shot will JorDan get? FedEx trying to split up, avoid the Onagers. Doing his best, taking a couple of hits. Taking a big hit in the back. And some hand cannoneers here to help clean the Hussars. But remember, they have an attack bonus against the gunpowder. The Blackwood Archers go down to the Siege Onagers. And that entire charge just is cleared. And these wonderful Golden Elite Cataphracts now are on the field. And there are the GGs from Slam's team as that army is cleaned and their trade collapses. And wow, after... how long was that game? 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 55 seconds. JorDan's team finally gets a game win. 2,990 kills for JorDan. Wasn't clean, wasn't perfect, but they get the win. Oh man, that's why I love Rage Forest. I see absolutely crazy stuff like that. And let me give them a point on this scoreboard too. Epic game. Can I show the bracket? I can show the bracket. Let me just update the scoreboard and then we'll look at the bracket. There's also the teams at the bottom of the draft for Team Slam. And let me open the bracket. That was insane. Let me open up. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching despite the internet drops. It weren't too bad, but still very annoying, mostly for me. And let's load this in. 10:40 a.m. time to sleep. Oh, the dashboards are flying. Theory 2, Rage Forest 6. Look at the bracket. I think there's a more official like challenge bracket, but this one has a lot of stats. So here we go. I love the unique unit paradise. So the brackets. Looks like Tato and Barles have qualified already. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. I'm going to say Twisted. Coming out of the letters in that name. Also, Nico earlier, thank you for the follow during that game. And also thank you everyone who's subbed, for Elevate who subbed earlier, for helping us hit our sub goal. And every 100 subs, I'm going to add another $100 to the prize pool. So, we have Tato on top, and Doubt eliminated. Barles on top, and JorDan. JorDan, unfortunately, though, is eliminated with that set loss. And our matchups for the final week are going to be Tato versus Valas, Andy versus Doubt, Mihai versus Timo, Kingstone versus Viper. I think Viper needs Doubt to win 3-0 and Viper to win 3-0, so tall task ahead of him, but possible. And then over here, we'll have Barles Ganji, Sato ACCM, Samaro Slam, and Lewis JorDan. So some interesting matchups down here. Lots of 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 teams trying to not have it go down to tiebreakers. But Barles and Tato so far are in, and I think Tato's team is insane. I think the fact he got Dragon Star is crazy good for his team. But anyway, that'll be it for me for tonight. I'll go and once the YouTube VOD is processed, I'll just put when the games start on it. Yeah, Mem VP. Mem is OP. Let's find someone to raid on Twitch. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. If I do, there's some League I might cast. Otherwise, I'll be over here over the weekend. We have tons of Rage Forest Saturday and Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. Let's see, looks like Daniela is offline, so we'll just find someone else to raid.